Hello guys, my name is Greg. This is going to be my fourth procedure. I just kind of want to share a little bit about myself and what actually led me here and a little bit of my journey. My first procedure was back in 2020. That was when I was 26 years old. I'm going on 29 now. And from start to finish, I mean, the process has been absolutely immaculate. When I first came here, I was super anxious. I was super nervous. Um, Prior to meeting Dr. Loria, I had no social life. I was like, clammed up in a shell. I had a relationship, which I still have right now, but I wasn't myself. I didn't feel comfortable, allowing my now fiance to see me, and so much so that we had no intercourse for the first year of our relationship until I met Dr. Loria. Um, and if you guys would even believe it, I was a virgin until I was 26 years old, and Dr. Loria made it possible for me to have a relationship, to have a meaningful love life. My first shaft and glance procedure, I thought was going to be super painful. I thought was going to be super, uh, discomforting. But once arriving at here at Dr. Loria's, the receptionist, they were super welcoming. Dr. Loria himself was the one that actually did the procedure for me. I thought that was going to be another thing too, like different doctors doing it for me. No, it was him throughout the whole step. No pain, no discomfort. I was back to work the next day. I mean, I can't stress it enough how much this man has changed my life. I am forever, forever indebted to Dr. Loria. I couldn't keep putting up excuses for my then girlfriend as to why I couldn't or wouldn't, show her my private areas or engage in no sexual relationship besides oral sex on her. Uh, I hit Google. I started looking up doctors. All these doctors started popping up from all over the United States of America. I had a few consultations with a couple doctors in New York City. Um, I even paid the deposit for one very popular doctor in New York City. I just didn't feel comfortable. Something about it just told me something was off. It wasn't permanent. Every certain amount of time, I had to go back to get a filler, get a touch up. And something just didn't feel right. Didn't feel right. The procedure wasn't getting done by the person who started the procedure. So I was just like, man, yeah, I'm good. Right before I was like, man, I don't know what the hell is gonna work. I came across Dr. Loria's page for Loria Medical. And it was between Dr. Loria and one very known person in Los Angeles. And after getting turned down by that person, it was like God's gift that I got turned down by that person. Dr. Loria, his receptionist, reached out to me, very welcoming. They answered every single question that I had. In fact, somebody else, previous patient, reached out to me as well. And it was just the energy was just so welcoming. It was just so, it was no pressure. It was, you ask whatever questions you want, we're here to answer it for you. And it was just like a family environment, man. Somebody just willing and trying to help me overcome such a massive insecurity of my life. Prior to my first procedure, maybe about a month before, I was so embarrassed about my size that I really told my girlfriend that I got drunk one day. I was naked, only with jeans. I was zipping up my zipper and I managed to catch the skin of my penis on my zipper. And that's why I couldn't have sex with her. And that's why in a month or so, I was gonna have, some swelling. It was just so traumatizing for her and I. I couldn't keep up the excuses. It was just like, that was why I resorted to such a drastic lie. That was why I resorted to such a drastic lie. It was just, what can I say? What can I do to keep her off of me for enough time, to give me enough time to actually show some result, improve myself? But again, remember, I'm a virgin. I didn't know the first thing besides porn. So they told me that I had too much excess fat in my pubic area. So their procedure is called a pneuma. So I guess whatever, the silicone sleeve that they were going to implant inside of my penis, maybe I don't know, the fat content in my pubic area was blocking that. But again, I thank God that happened, because after that was 3 years now, I've seen such, massive negative response towards that specific procedure, from it being, too thick or whatever the case might be. I was saved by Dr. Loria's procedure. Prior to me having the relationship that I have, obviously, like I said, I was a virgin. So the only way to kind of express my sexual, desires or sexual imagination or frustration, was masturbation, and was through watching porn. Do I still do it now? Yes, but now with my fiance now, keep it spicy a little bit. But I mean, you mentioned guys that have a 6.5-inch erect length. I didn't even have that. My flaccid state was what, 2.5, 3 inches at that time. Now obviously it's been more substantial gains, erect and girth. But porn for me brought me a feeling of satisfaction that I could not get because I was not being intimate with nobody. So it was a way for me to, experience the feelings of a climax, but do it myself. From start to finish, the professionalism is top notch. From the moment you arrive at the office, from my first, my second, my third, and now going on my fourth procedure. Recovery, them keeping up with you, post procedure. It's any questions that you might have, you get a direct link to a text message. You send pictures. There's open communication. You text them at 1:00 p.m. By 3 you have a response. It's so fast. It's so efficient. It's so effortless. You're not gonna miss a beat. Any anxiety, any anxiousness that you might have, it'll all get answered. There's no question left unanswered. Like I told Dr. Lauria, no man left behind. That's how he is. He literally every single step of the way, he makes you feel like you're one of his kids almost. Like it's just nobody. I think big or small, your penis is the most delicate part of yourself. Anybody would be anxious, including me. I never had nobody play with my penis before, So it's having somebody see me, naked is the first part of anxiety. Forget the injection. It's the part of revealing myself that was what was bothering me. The injection part meant nothing to me. Even Ricardo kind of had to like gesture me, look like it's okay. Like we're men, like there's nothing to feel embarrassed about. You're gonna leave here with a smile on your face. And that was the moment that I'm like, okay, like, it's like I feel comfortable, and it's crazy to say that the first time that I ever showed myself to somebody was to another man, but he made you feel that comfortable that you're in a safe space. You come here with anxiety that you're gonna get poked, you're gonna get, it's gonna hurt, it's, the filler, none of that. As a matter of fact, they talk to you the whole entire time. By the time you're done, it's like, oh, that was it? That's it? Are you sure? No pain, no discomfort, maybe minimal, very little. If there's anybody second guessing themselves, I was literally in your shoes 3 years ago. I did not want to interact with no females. I didn't want to show myself. I had super anxiety. I was all over the place because of my insecurity. If you have any doubt, look at me. I'm 28. I'm a 270-pound man. Do you think that I wanted to show myself to them? But it was the best decision of my life, and I will never regret it, and neither will you. I promise you.